Jeffrey Epstein is still alive. This is a claim that's beginning to emerge, and I actually think it might hold some weight and be a real possibility considering some of the circumstances and new details that have recently emerged. Let me explain. August 10th of 2019, the day that is said to be the one that Jeffrey Epstein himself, according to a 4chan post by an anonymous individual, he claims to have witnessed Jeffrey Epstein the night before being removed in a wheelchair into a transport vehicle outside the jail and swapped with somebody else, saying essentially that Jeffrey Epstein was not the individual who was found to be deceased. Now, there were a lot of claims and a lot of assertions on 4chan and all around the internet that this really went dormant and didn't hold any weight at the time. Fast forward, however, to the new documents that have been released through the Epstein files, and guess what? This post has reemerged. The Department of Justice of the Southern District of New York actually listed this particular post by this anonymous individual on 4chan as something worth looking into. And it held enough weight that they wanted to uncover the anonymous identity of who this person was. They subpoenaed records from Apple, from Citibank, from AT&T, and from 4chan as well. And what they discovered is that this individual was Roberto Grijalva, who was a guard and a corrections officer there at the jail where Jeffrey Epstein was being held, giving a whole new level of weight and credibility to what was actually said in this post. They were scouring through this guy's phone records, bank accounts, 4chan posts, and even his Apple ID. Why? Were they trying to hide something that they were trying to scrub from his details and from what he had said in this post? Maybe who he had been communicating with? Maybe what other connections or information he had? Is this individual even alive? Has anybody gone to check on this person to see if they're okay? Have they done a follow-up to get an account or information or testimony of what he knows or knew at the time? But then to go further, just 21 days later from the date of Jeffrey Epstein being allegedly deceased, there was drone footage that was put online, and you've probably seen it yourself, of Little St. James or Epstein Island, where a drone is overhead looking at a groundskeeper talking to a gentleman sitting in a golf cart. The gentleman sitting in the golf cart has a white head of hair and fits almost to the T the exact description of Jeffrey Epstein. 21 days later, after he's allegedly deceased. As soon as this individual looks up and recognizes that there's a drone, he immediately goes for cover, getting back underneath the golf cart to conceal his identity. And with the emergence of all the new details, documents, data, information, reports that have been put out by the Department of Justice, including the additional 3 million Epstein files that have yet to be released, even though they're supposed to be. This detail is massive, and I believe there's a possibility that Jeffrey Epstein may, in fact, still be alive today in 2026. I don't know. What do you think? Drop your comments down below and let me know.